I just messed up and shared the screen of this laptop. I apologize. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unlimited podcast. I was off to a good start, and then I clicked the wrong button. How? Let's start over. Breath. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 62 of the Diz Unlimited podcast. Daddy Vader, Super Bowl MVP, and Bath and Body Works. These are words I've said and topics we'll be discussing. I'm Rhino. Joining me today, we have the one, the only, the amazing, Hannah Anderson.
Oh, hey. I like that intro. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Chloe Ferreira.
Hey, howdy, hey.
She's a great movie ride.
Sure am.
God, I regret my phrasing on that, too.
Yeah, I do, too.
Oh, my God. You know what the problem was? I started off too confident. I was like, I got it today, and then my finger slipped on the computer. But it is what it is. For the audio people, they don't care.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we've got our Dreams Unlimited travel agent, we've got our theme park correspondent, and we've got a pretty useless executive producer sitting right here and talking to everybody.
Our comedic relief, our captain.
A what?
Our comedic relief and our captain.
Our comedic relief and our captain. Where's
Yes.
my tiny hat? This and everything that we do here at the Diz Unlimited and the Diz is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip. You help support the channel and all the content that we produce here. So visit them at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com for a free, no obligation quote today. It is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. And I want to take a moment here and just talk about our Patreon platform just a little bit because I haven't done that in a hot second. For those of you who aren't aware, we have a Patreon. There are several tiers over there. We've got Pluto, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, and Mickey. I was like, what's the other dog's name? I done my boy Goofy wrong right then. This is an area where you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team in our $5 tier. That gives you access to our Patreon post show. Sometimes it's a pre-show, but it's a little live show we do before or after our Tuesday show, where we do either like how we're prepping for the show or kind of our unwinding for the day, and we continue the Disney conversation and planning for the week over there. And then on our $10 tier, we just kind of redid that a little bit. You'll be spending some Saturdays with different members of the Diz team. That'll be me, Hannah, Chloe, and Jackie. We're going to have our own little segments. I don't want to call them shows because I feel like shows might be misleading and I don't want to box anybody in, but they're going to be segments. It'll be audio or video sort of a thing. I have one up there now. It's my rambles thing, so it's a lot of this business, a lot of this awkward ADHD neurodivergent brain. So I think Hannah's going to have some hot takes, and I know Jackie and one of our writers for the site, Zoe, who lives in Australia. That was the worst and offensive Australian accent.
I couldn't do better. So.
I couldn't. Yeah. And then Chloe's going to have one too. And so those are all going to be on there. So, and then in our $25 and up tier, we do a little happy hour once a month. I've been doing those the last couple of weeks with some folks over there, and those are a lot of fun. And then in our $50 and up tier, $50 and up is the happy hour. $25 and up is our we'll be doing some live streams in the park, things like that. Hey, you know where you can learn
giveaways.
Yes. We don't call them that. They're contests. Yeah, you do have to actively participate in these.
True.
That's if you want to learn more, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited and learn all about that stuff. I thought that was going to be a way smoother introduction, so I didn't need to write it down, and obviously I did. But yes, thank you to our Patreon supporters out there. Before we get started in our little Disney discussion today, how's everybody doing? How was everyone's weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a great weekend. Celebrating my son's third birthday.
30th.
Yeah, 30th birthday. Oh. He does look like a little 30-year-old sometimes.
He does.
Those button-down shirts.
I want to get him a little leather portfolio, like briefcase to carry around with him.
I feel like he needs a pager, too. He wouldn't know what it is, but I feel like he needs like a little belt pager. So we stayed at Fort Wilderness and stayed in the new cabins for the first time.
How was that?
Ever. And I was just telling you guys, I really love them. At first, like when you see the new style of them, they're very modern. The paint colors are different. So they kind of stand out. And I was like, I don't know if I like this. Staying in them, they are so much more comfortable. They feel so much bigger, even though they're actually not. They're so much more open. You have these great woods views from the large windows, and the bunk beds are just the cutest. Like, that was my son's favorite thing from the entire weekend, despite throwing like a giant birthday party for him. He was like, no, he called it his birthday bed because he slept on the bottom bunk. And it's got Chippendale on the wall, and you sleep in a sleeping bag, and there's like a little light you can turn on and off.
Cute.
And he got to watch Mickey Mouse cartoons in there and had a great time. And we had a Dino Land themed birthday.
Yes.
On Saturday.
So cool.
It was cool. Yeah, my mom painted a bunch of like artwork from Dino Land, and we had a Triceratops spin golf cart. That was pretty fun. We picked up everybody from the main parking lot in it, so it's just funny like seeing the Dino Land golf cart. The Triceratops like
down the horizon.
peeling down the road. So yeah, it was a good time. Chloe came to the party. Rhino was out of town.
I was in Chicago.
You would've been there.
Sadly.
I know.
Sorry.
But that was
fun.
one of the best birthday parties I've ever been to. Maybe the best. Don't tell my friends.
Thank you.
That was
Means a lot,
incredible.
girl.
Her mom like created all these Dino Land signage, like screen accurate, if you will. Just so well done. The Triceratops golf cart that picked us up at the front, it was adorable. That was my weekend, and I went to Universal Mardi Gras for the first time for the season, so that was fun, doing the parade, catching beads, theme park life, Rhino, how was your weekend?
It was great. I was in Chicago filming a project with friends, and it was long. It was a lot of work. It was basically filming from like dawn till dusk, because I definitely slept at night. But it was a lot. It was one of those weird things where we had like a wrap party scheduled for Sunday, and we were like, our first location of shooting on Friday night did not go well, and we were like, we're gonna have to redo this somehow. And I was like, well, I can't come back here again. So we ended up doing that on our Sunday night. So it was like we went in and I was like, you guys remember it was Super Bowl Sunday? Like, I forgot. And then by the time we were done filming at like 10:30, I was like, well, I guess the Super Bowl is over. So I didn't watch any of it. I just watched the trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, anybody?
I'm ready.
Stitch running across that field.
My kid loved that. I know not everybody loves Stitch, but that was like got his attention. So that was cute. I liked it.
Yeah. It was fun. No, it was really cool. That was my first I went last weekend to film too, and I think we're like wrapped pretty much on it. But
that's impressive.
Yeah,
Very
it was
impressive.
a lot. It was an experience when I was like, guys, we're doing too many pages in one day. But it was a lot of fun to do something really creative like that and be a part of that experience. So hopefully I can speak more about that sooner than later. But it was my first time. I stayed in like Boys Town. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it was
was when you were there.
It was when I was there, baby. And that was really cool. I'd really only been to if you're not familiar, tying it into Disney, Sue in front of the fossil that is in front of the dinosaur attraction out front is formed from a cast of Sue who lives at the Field Museum in Chicago. So the only time I've been to Chicago was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I went to go see Sue specifically because my friend who I went to go shoot this project with lives there now. And it was really cool. I think the Dino Land fossil, though, is definitely a shrunk down version of Sue.
You were saying that, yeah.
The girl was thick up there, but it was cool. It was fun. I'm in that age of being like, I like going to every city I've been to has like such a specific vibe. Like I'm from Boston, and obviously that's a very different from like New York, and then you get to Los Angeles, and now Chicago, and then Milwaukee, and it's all these places in Orlando. It's very cool, very fun. They were like, oh, are you gonna go? Wasn't Disney born in like Illinois somewhere? I could be crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact city at the moment. Let me look it up.
Because they were like, oh, are you thing? And I was like, wasn't that in like Missoula? Not Missoula. Jeez Louise. Marceline is what I meant to say. Not
Hermosa, Chicago, Illinois.
That's okay. That's what I thought. So yeah, I was like, I probably should have, but I didn't have any time. But
Yeah, it was a lot.
it's fine. Yeah.
You did it. That's impressive.
Yeah. So
Was it chilly?
it was, and I loved it, and it started
Oh.
snowing at one point. Everybody, that was the only Instagram story I shared the whole time, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're in Boston. Enjoy it." And I was like, because it was just a street lamp snowing, and I was like, I'm not in Boston, but I like that everybody thought that's where I was.
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
Mystery.
But yeah, I love being cold. God, I
I'm
love
so
it
jealous.
much.
It's hot here. It's like
Yeah.
summertime almost.
Yeah.
Ugh.
If you guys are coming,
Yeah,
pack
pack-
those shorts, pack your sunscreen. It's hot, and it's only going to get hotter, I think. So, all right. Well, let's dive into it for today. We got some fun stories to talk about. Some I'm more excited about than others. But first up, Disneyland. We have more details on their Season of the Force event that's happening over there at the Disneyland Resort from March 28th through May 11th, 2025. There's some exciting stuff to talk about in here, including a new nighttime experience. So in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there's a new nightly projection show called Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga. It's going to debut on March 28th, taking guests on a storytelling adventure across the galaxy. Stunning projection effects transform the spires of Batuu near the Millennium Falcon, evoking memories of some of the greatest moments in galactic history as an iconic musical score comprised of familiar themes heard throughout the films of the Skywalker saga, draws the audience into the legendary story of the Skywalkers. Disney has confirmed that the show will continue after the conclusion of Season of the Force as well, which is very, very exciting because when we are on our trip just next week, I was like, we're so close and I want to watch this so bad.
I know.
I know I have talked about Fire of the Rising Moons, which is the fireworks show that you can watch at Galaxy's Edge. It's like a show that's happening at the same time as the other fireworks on Main Street, and I just think it's such a cool experience. But that is still happening as well on select nights, so there's multiple things to experience back there now. Fire of the Rising Moons, again, is a nighttime experience that showcases a different view of the stunning Disneyland Park fireworks display with musical accompaniment. Definitely recommend if you are out there for enough days to like kind of, if obviously fireworks on Main Street is iconic, but we don't do this here at our Galaxy's Edge, and it's just such a cool thing to see how Disney has innovated like a secondary show to go along with this main show. So I definitely recommend going back there and watching that out there, and I really hope they bring this projection show here at the very least.
I know.
Come on now. But joining, let me just go through all these details here that they released. So joining other familiar encounters in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for the first time. Hold on, I have a photo for this one. A shadowy
Here we go.
visitor will appear on Batuu for a limited time. Wearing what seem to be Jedi robes, there are rumors it might be that legendary Luke Skywalker. I mean, literally, the photo is like the Force vision that Rey has in Force Awakens.
Show it? They played a little clip, and it's
him.
pretty
Yeah.
sure it's Luke.
Yeah, but what I love about it is it's going to be old man Luke, and it's within their timeline of their Galaxy's Edge, right?
Is that what it is?
Takes place between 1 and 2.
I thought it was like his robes from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I did.
The darker robes. And it's a younger person. Like, you can see their silhouette in the video clip. They haven't said anything yet, right? They haven't confirmed that he's older?
No.
God, I
Or
hope
younger?
it is. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they are the black robes. But the tease was him putting his hand on R2-D2, and that is literally a shot from Force Awakens and that they then continued into The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's a little bit of a mystery.
Oh, I guess he has the glove on, so...
He looked
got
younger
robot
in the
hand in
clip,
those.
but I mean, I guess it's hard to say. I will say this is one thing I love about Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge is that through the use of the music for the fireworks and then now for Season of the Force, like it incorporates some of the original trilogy movies that are what made me fall in love with Star Wars. I think most of us as well. So I like that we get that out there, and we don't necessarily get that as much out here, other than like, some like the Millennium Falcon being there and Chewie walking around. And
I mean, it probably is Luke because I think there is probably a character or a face character for like when they did the Disneyland After Dark or the night, whatever. And it probably is a younger person. I was excited because I was like, oh, I like that like older people would be able to be meet and greet characters there too, because then they could hopefully incorporate like Leia and have her in the Force Awakens outfit, and maybe like an older Han would be great. I'd love to see them in those like that's the part I've never really understood, because if this takes place between if they're sticking to their timeline out there and it's between Force Awakens and Last Jedi, I don't, unless it's between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, then maybe that's why they didn't have the two of them, but still I don't know. I just love to see like Lando, bring them back, and then I want to see the different versions of them and stuff. So
yeah, I'm like bump the timeline, like just give it to me, like
for real.
Does that even after Marvel? Does that count anymore? Can't we just like?
Well, the Marvel, the Avengers campus is like wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, like the doctor always says. I don't know.
Use the Force, make it happen, okay? I want to see all our people.
Yeah. So, well. Space Mountain, it's getting its iconic transformation into the high-speed Star Wars adventure when Hyperspace Mountain returns to Tomorrowland for a limited time through May 11th.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to say it here. I think that Hyperspace Mountain is the superior
I
Space
agree.
Mountain.
Yes. Applause.
Don't you have?
Oh, I only have one.
Oh, she's only got one hand in this. That's
Not
your golf
the same
clap.
Effect. Yeah, golf clap. Very, very polite.
Yeah, but that's coming back. And, of course, there's Star Wars. The adventure continues to experience at Tomorrowland. And what is a Disney event without some merchandise? And, oh, baby, I got a couple things to show you if you were watching this. So, to get ready for this event, all new gear and everyday favorites will be available at various locations throughout Disneyland Park, Disney California Adventure, and the Downtown Disney District for a limited time. For the first time ever, Disneyland Park will offer Star Wars plush for create your own headbands, including Yoda, R2-D2, an Ewok, Darth Vader, and a Stormtrooper. Available at Bing Bong Sweet Stuff, World of Disney, The Mad Hatter, and Star Trader. I do love an Ewok. You know this about me.
I do too.
Now I found a shirt that I need too. There is going to be a new retro with Her Universe, amongst other things as well. I need to get my hands on that Daddy Vader shirt.
It's so good.
Say
I can't believe that's an actual shirt from Disney. It's great.
I love that it's on that guy too.
Yeah.
Like there was a part when I saw this and I was like, good for you. Like good for you putting that out there, and like whoever made that shirt was like, yes, we understand the assignment 100%. Finally. I'm not even a Vader galley, but I'm just like, yeah.
I'll give snaps for that.
I'll give, please. So apparently Savi's Workshop is also going to have a new storyline called Reclaimed and Reforged. That's like only a limited time though, and that starts. That doesn't start till May 4th though. So I don't know what's up with that. Like, I don't know if there'll be like new lightsabers or anything like that. Because that, if they're not new lightsabers, but it's a new storyline, I don't really understand. But
yeah,
there's going to be special sips and bites available during the event. The return of that droid popcorn bucket, and there's a Vader mug. But lots to look forward to. So here's the thing. I'm not sure that this should really count as like a festival or a celebration, though, because it feels like these should sort of be like the normal types of offerings that happen throughout the year and get refreshed. You know, maybe like twice a month. Geez, every 6 months. So like twice a year or something like that.
I kind of feel that actually, because and that's the thing about Galaxy's Edge is that we have Star Wars permanently, and that was part of like the argument here at Hollywood Studios why we don't have Star Wars weekends anymore is because Star Wars weekend, it's every weekend is Star Wars weekends because we have Galaxy's Edge. So I'm like, let's just pump it up. And you can't tell me those little create your own mouse ear headbands with the Wookiee and Darth Vader, that'll definitely be at Walt Disney World, and they're going to continue to sell those. Ain't no way. And so
they're all original characters too. I'm looking at all the iconography. There's like no First Order stormtroopers. There's some BB-8 I guess with C-3PO and R2-D2, but they're tapping back into the original stuff. So I like to see that.
We love to see it.
Love to see it. I do see in the chat that they are saying that the microphones might be cutting out or something like that. I got to assume that's another YouTube problem. I have no idea what is going on. Last week we had that same sort of issue. It kept cutting out, and then it was doing the buffering thing, and when I went back and rewatched it, it was fine. So I don't know if it's just the live or what's going on. So I apologize for that if you are watching that, but we will just keep on moving through the show, and hopefully it all works out for the best. So So while we're talking about Disneyland, I just want to put this out there to honor the first responders who fought the recent fires in Los Angeles. Disneyland Resort is introducing the Heroes ticket as a sort of thank you for everything that they did. It will be offering the first responders and a guest a day of magic at the happiest place on earth. So the Heroes ticket will be offered to eligible California firefighters, Los Angeles-based law enforcement, and emergency medical technicians who aided in battling the January 2025 LA fires. It will also extend to eligible individuals from departments who provided mutual aid. These tickets are valid from May 5th through August 7th, 2025, Mondays through Thursdays. The ticket requires a theme park reservation, subject to availability. Detailed information on eligibility, verification requirements, and registration for this offer will be shared directly with qualifying fire, police, and sheriff's department in April.
Nice.
Disneyland Resort President Ken Potrock said, "We are inspired by the endless dedication and contributions of the heroes who battled the fires that took place in the LA area, and our gratitude for their service is immeasurable. We hope these heroes can enjoy a memorable day with a loved one at our parks because they certainly deserve it." Yeah. I think that's cool. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, I think that was like good on you, Disney. And I love that it's going to be during the 70th. This summer, so you can go and enjoy and celebrate Disneyland.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
So you have your pick of one of those festivals. The 70th, there's Season of the Force, and then Food and Wine, I think, will be happening during that period as well. I'm sorry, May 5th? No, it's already over, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, first responders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, while we're on that topic too, Hannah knows this about me. If you know me, you know I don't like layovers. So I'm always looking for the flights that connect because personally...
I almost got you to do a layover, though.
You did.
That was really sweet.
And after my experience this weekend, I didn't do a layover, but I was like on Southwest, and I was like, I'm happy we chose Delta.
Chose correctly.
I don't mean to speak ill of Southwest, but I have so much travel anxiety that the idea of not knowing where I'm sitting and if my bag will be able to get on the plane with me is too stressful. I think I've decided. Like, it adds a whole other element to me. However, some people love Southwest. I have a bunch of friends who just travel it nonstop. My friend CJ is always like, no, I don't want them to let me select a seat. And I'm like, girl, you are 6'2" and a linebacker. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
But if you are looking to pay a visit to the Disneyland Resort, or you're coming from Disneyland to Walt Disney World, guess what? There's another airline flying direct, and that would be Southwest Airlines. It's launching daily nonstop flights between Los Angeles and LAX and Orlando International Airports this summer. The only catch here is it's a red-eye flight. So if you're the type of person who can sleep on an airplane, not me. I do always fall asleep, but it's a light sleep, and I don't want people hearing me snoring. So
no, I'm like, I'm gonna need another drink. I'm gonna need another snack. I'm awake.
That's my I will start pinching myself, grab because I'm like, don't you miss that cart service, because especially at Southwest, because I'm like, they don't come around again.
Get what you get.
Yeah, so that's going to begin on August 5th, 2025.
All right.
I was kind of hoping they were going to be flying into one of the other airports.
Yes,
though.
give me Sanford any day of the week. Hey, you know how I was talking about?
Not Sanford. Well, yeah, Sanford, but
John Wayne.
Oh, you mean out there?
I'm talking from our perspective going out there. Yeah.
Oh, John Wayne, Long Beach. You know I love that Long Beach airport. Okay.
I say it like I've ever flown into any of them. I've picked people up at John Wayne.
John Wayne's so close, so easy. It's like Sanford equivalent of flying into LA area. So in Long Beach, you're basically at the beach is what it feels like. You're just it's like open air airport. It's amazing.
I want to try that one sometime.
Yep.
You're selling it.
She sold it.
Dreams and limited travel.
Well, now that are you booking flights now? Or just feelings?
But I'll get you on the right one. I'll help you make that choice.
I help you.
I'll tell you what snack to order. I'll tell you which airport.
They've just been doing. Well, if it's on Southwest, they're just telling you to get the. They only have the one snack now. They used to give you the 2 bags of snacks. You get the graham crackers. You get the Hawaiian pretzels.
Can you pay for snacks?
No.
What?
Not on the flight I've been doing. Not on my
short
Milwaukee or Chicago flights was I able to do that. You can buy drinks, and I will say this about Southwest: they do give you the free drink on 3 or 4 days a year. I think it's random because it's like New Year's, obviously, Valentine's Day, and then Halloween. I think it's something weird.
We like that.
4th of July? I can't remember, but yeah. So it's a couple of days, and it's good.
It's good.
Maybe St. Patrick's Day.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
You know what's another thing people should know about you right now? Is that if you're on a
Irish.
Delta...
Yeah, what?
No, if Rhino's on a Delta flight, you know what the one thing is you're doing?
Chicken salad sandwich.
Yeah, Rhino eats a chicken salad on Delta. And I'm really excited because we're going to finally eat one together. We're going to cheers our chicken salad together. And yeah,
Watch them be like, there was E. coli, and we're not doing it. We're having a 6 a.m. chicken salad sandwich.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
my body's ready.
Our morning chicken salads. It's what keeps us young.
Yeah, that's right. It's the mayonnaise.
We should have the sandwich, but right before they come through, we'll put our little golden
eye
things
that's right.
on. So we'll have like a little spa on the plane for ourselves. It's fine.
I'll pack them. Don't worry. I used them this morning.
I keep them here in the studio, and you know how many times I've remembered to use them? None, because the box is unopened. So anyway, well, here at Walt Disney World, I guess, since we've taken the airplane over from Disneyland to Walt Disney World, Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles was at Magic Kingdom yesterday for a special parade, and Chloe was there, so she's going to tell us all about it.
Yeah. Wow. The energy at Magic Kingdom yesterday was wild. I had never experienced that because I personally don't really watch a whole lot of sports. And I wouldn't have gone by my own choice to go see the Super Bowl parade because I know it's a busy day at Magic Kingdom the day after whenever the team is visiting Walt Disney World, and this time it was. So they had Jalen Hurts, MVP of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he paraded down Main Street ahead of Festival of Fantasy, and there was just a sea of Eagles fans, and I heard that people traveled from all over overnight to be there to watch it all happen, and it was a very exciting time for Eagles fans. Like it was crazy. It was a fun vibe though. Mickey, Goofy, I think Minnie, Chip and Dale were all there on the float with him, and then he had a little speech by the castle, and it was pretty cool to experience. Is everything okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I saw a face.
Are you not an Eagles fan? Let's unpack this. I'm just kidding.
No.
Girl, I don't even know.
I know. Go sports.
I'm from. You don't really have
chicken wings.
options when you live in New England. That's the thing. It's like you have your teams, and if you don't root for them, you are pushed out.
Yeah. I thought it was funny though because we were able to we were invited guests to take in the event, so I was happy to cover it for the Diz, and then we had like this very small opportunity to ask him some questions, and someone asked like my easy like go-to, what do Disney fans want to know about his visit to Disney World is what's your favorite attraction, and then somebody asked like what was more thrilling, winning the Super Bowl or Tron Light Cycle Run, because that was the one coaster that Disney published that he did that morning. And so of course he said the roller coaster was more thrilling, which I have to question that.
Nah,
and I also hope that
me.
they took him on more attractions besides Tron Light Cycle Run. Like get him on Guardians, please. But yeah, that was his first Disney World attraction apparently, was Tron Light Cycle Run. He had never been to Disney World before. So
oh, that's cool.
yeah, that was pretty cool. He seemed tired, I bet. Like,
I can't imagine.
Like,
well, I'm sure he went out and partied the night before. Yeah. That's
I
why I'm
would
like,
have.
and then
For
you go
sure.
straight to Magic Kingdom, and then you have to answer all these questions and be in a parade with Mickey Mouse. Like, what a 24 hours, man.
That's incredible. I love that they still have that partnership, that still is a thing, that what are you going to do next? That's incredible to me. And then it's always the MVP, that like the MVP is like, I just won the Super Bowl. I just had the highlight of my career, and I am getting on a red-eye flight or whatever, taking a jet to Disney World, Disneyland, and I'm going to go to Disney World. Mm-hmm. Good for you.
I'm going to Disney World. It's such a classic line. I love that.
Yeah.
I always wonder if they get a choice. Why do they always have to come here? Because if I won the Super Bowl, I want to go to Disneyland.
It's like every other year.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, they
depends on-
flip-flop, right?
It depends on
Or
where
where
the
it's
game
at.
is, I learned. So because the
okay.
game is on the East Coast this year, it's easier to fly them to Disney World. It has been in Disneyland when it's closer to the West Coast.
Is
so.
New Orleans considered East Coast?
It's like right on the edge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
East side.
So it's like from New Orleans to Disneyland, it's like 4-hour flight, and then here it's probably like a 2-ish hour flight. I guess. It's done it.
Oh, yeah. It's done it. It's right on the Tron Light Cycle Run,
Hey, I gotta tell you, just shout out because I'm like from that area. Watching the Super Bowl for me, like all the New Orleans stuff was very cool. Like I love the in memoriam stuff they did for the people that were killed on Bourbon Street. earlier this year. So
Yeah.
it was, I just felt like it was, the commercials, I had a few favorites, but I feel like it was a feel good in terms of like the commercials and the messaging and all that. So, and I told you guys I watched it at Fort Wilderness with a fire pit outside.
That sounds like a
Projector.
vibe.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, cool. Awesome. So I guess shifting gears here, we're heading out to sea, and Disney Cruise Line has updated the ship's log from the new Disney Destiny cruise ship, which is going to set sail later this year. It's still under construction in the Meyer Wharf shipyard in Germany, but Disney said with the final block of the Disney Destiny in place, the team at Meyer Wharf shipyard can turn their attention to installing the unique exterior features that will distinguish the ship. First on the list is a whimsical art piece on the Disney Destiny's bow, which depicts Minnie Mouse striking a valiant pose in her new iconic ensemble. Her heroic ensemble with her cape billowing behind her. Minnie Mouse's outfit symbolizes the Disney Destiny's first of its kind heroes and villains design theme. The hand-painted filigree upholds Disney Cruise Line's tradition dating back to the Disney Magic. Each ship features a unique character-inspired bow design. Bow. Mm-hmm. Bow. Wow. I think this is a great segue for Hannah to tell us about some cruise information. Yeah?
Hey, yeah.
I also realized I skipped over your thing from earlier. And
you want me to do that after this, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Hannah, could you tell us about some travel things?
Girl, I would love to.
Thank you.
So we are in the heat of summer 2026 release for Disney Cruise Line. So depending on your Castaway Club status, this week or into Monday, you can book summer 2026, which is going to count from May to September of next year. Just to give you a quick rundown. So if you are a Pearl Castaway Club member, meaning that you have sailed 20 times or more, you can book a cruise right now. You actually could have yesterday, but you can book it today or any day after. If you're a Platinum Castaway Club member, 10 or more cruises, you can book that starting today as well. Or if you are one of the very few and very lucky Golden Oak Club members, you can also book your summer 2026 starting today. Gold Castaway Club members, so that's 5 or more cruises.
I love gold.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which is actually all of our status. Should I have revealed that? Maybe not. You
can't tell you anything.
Private.
I see your reservations. I see all your reservations.
I see all.
You can book starting tomorrow. And then Silver Castaway Club members, if you've been on at least one Disney cruise, this is for you. You can book starting Thursday, February 13th. This also includes if you're a Disney Vacation Club member or an Adventure Insider. So if you've been on Adventures by Disney Vacation, you can also book starting Thursday. And if you've never been on a Disney cruise and you're like, 2026, that's for me. Monday, February 17th, that is going to be for you. So I will say, just kind of on that note, if you are thinking about booking a Disney cruise, they are demand-based prices. So to me, if there's a cruise that you have your eye on, go ahead and book it now. The deposit for non-concierge staterooms is refundable up until final payment. There are some cruises that are offering a 50% deposit right now as well. So it's like less money up front for that. So yeah, if you're interested at all, at least get a price quote. Just to give you some of the highlights of the itineraries that you can book for summer 2026, again, May through September. Alaska's kind of one of the highlights for sure. So those are summer itineraries starting towards the end of May.
Wait, did you just say the thing that was pretty exciting about the Alaska cruise?
Well, so it's the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder.
Yeah. It's the first time
ships.
for the Magic, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It sure is. So both of Disney's classic ships, the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, they're sister ships, so they're very similar, some theming differences. Anyways, you have 2 ship options to sail out of Alaska. Holy ship. And this is
P at the end there so people know.
ship hard P.
Hard P.
So this is a very big deal. Alaska is always very popular. So again, I would recommend booking quickly, but again, it's great that you have the option 2 ships.
Does that mean there's twice as many offerings for that cruise now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that does that. If that isn't an indication of how popular they are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And you would be.
I would do this cruise again in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. I've never done it, so
Me neither.
I hear what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying.
I'm jealous. Jealous.
No,
Maybe.
I was.
Maybe. I've never been on the Disney Wonder either. That's the one ship I've not sailed on.
We'll do it for your 30th birthday.
Yeah. The Botox is working, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Okay,
We
so
got
there
that glamour
are
filter on today.
do my snaps again. So most of these are going to be 7-night itineraries. There's like one 5-night itinerary out there as well, but of course it's going to be sailing out of Vancouver, and the ports of call are going to include Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan. So that is definitely a highlight. And I will say again, even though that there's 2 ships sailing in Alaska, I checked this morning and this is starting to book up, especially if you are looking for like concierge or one of those family staterooms that sleeps 5. They are starting to go quickly. So just again, if this is something you're thinking about, chances are the deposit's refundable. Just go ahead and book it, lock in that best pricing, the stateroom that you want, and then you've got time to make payments on it. Think about it, change cruise, whatever. Or save money for those port adventures, because if you're going to Alaska...
Oh, you're definitely doing them. Yeah, you have to.
You want to save your dollars for your port adventures.
I will recommend that train up the mountain in an unnamed city right now because I don't want to misspeak on which port it's in. Ketchikan? No. Ketchikan is the last one. I can't remember. Anyway, there is one that does the train, and you basically go up this mountain. It's like a 3-hour train ride, but it was like they let you stand on the outside. My God, you are on like it is like you are in a Christopher Nolan movie. It's like the big, expansive, giant. It's crazy. Yeah.
And I will say, so, I would recommend working with Dreams Unlimited Travel. I mean, obviously, you get expert planning, but then also you are going to get the shipboard credit up to $1,000. So if you're thinking about going on the cruise anyways, at least get some shipboard credit that you can use towards a port adventure like Rhino was just mentioning.
Yep.
And like, even for me, like I've not been on one of these Alaska sailings, but we do have, people like Rhino, people like Elaine Edwards and Chris Vorbeck, and lots of our agents have. And so we have all these resources to say, I know somebody who's done that, and I can share a photo with you, and I can attest to port adventures and things that are going to make this cruise memorable for you.
There are things I could tell people where it is like, and I don't mean to stay on the cruise line stuff. I just, we want this to be like our general Disney stuff.
Yeah.
But there are these places in the world where I think that like they still have this like magic about them, where it's also you could be the worst photographer on planet Earth. Fingers in the shots, whatever, blurry, everything. Nobody can take a bad picture on something like this. And that's the thing that's like, whenever I have that feeling, I'm always like, you are seeing something truly like mystifying. And it's like, there were parts there where I was just like, I don't know. It's hard to put into words because you're like, I didn't think the world I've never seen, and I grew up in the woods in the north, in the Northeast, and it's like, but it was just something in the air. It's something in the way of life. It's something in doing those. So that's why I also agree 100% that shipboard credit going toward an excursion or something like that is awesome. And it's really cool. And I don't know. It's just the vibe of being on that ship with like, you're going down the, what do they call it? The first day, you're the narrow like passageway. The Alaska passageway. I forget what it's called right now, but the like we're like
like the icy streets, or
it's like the lands on either side of you. You've left Vancouver, which is a beautiful city, and then you're going this way, and it is just like one of those so cool to just. Unfortunately, I did not have a. I had an. So no, I shouldn't even say unfortunately. Yes, unfortunately. Craig and I shared an inside stateroom, so we had no view of the outside world. But even with that, I was like, I'd do it again, even if inside passage. Thank you in the chat. I would do it again, even with that inside. So I don't want people to think, I couldn't get a veranda stateroom. It's not worth it. Girl, it is 100% worth it. This is one of those things where I was like, I wish I could get like my mom up there. She don't fly. Loon. But like, I'm going to keep trying. But it's one of those where I was like, I will definitely do this one again.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It is the type of sort of journey you'll go on and you'll be like, I feel a little changed inside.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just something where you're like, I feel a little bit different when I'm done.
That's cool. And I think that's like what people are looking for some of these like bigger cruises, and especially with Disney, is that like a lot of times it's a multi-generational experience. Like you're talking about wanting to bring your mom and things like that. So I think you're like creating these memories that you wouldn't be able to do really anywhere else. And Disney definitely makes that kind of happen with their, like wide range of stuff for kids and people our age,
Yeah, in their late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong late 20s.
Strong late 20s, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Aggressively late 20s.
Yeah, aggressively late. Okay, so really quick, we've got some other itineraries. The Disney Dream is going to be sailing in Europe this year. So it's taking the place of the Disney Magic, which has done that in years past. So it's going to do the transatlantic from Fort Lauderdale over to Barcelona. Barcelona. Also Ibiza. And so it's going to do the Mediterranean sailings from Spain. But also it's going to visit places like Italy, Greece, Croatia, Malta, France, Spain, the Netherlands, Norway, Belgium, and the UK.
Wow.
Yes. There's a new port of call for Disney. It's in Sardinia, Italy. And then towards the end of the season, they're going to be doing those. They've done before, but the Southampton sailings in the United Kingdom that go to Northern Europe and the Norwegian fjords, which I've heard those are incredible as well. And it's the Disney Dream doing it again this year, so it's a little bit larger ship than the Magic. Nice. So again, more opportunities for booking a stateroom. Hey, Disney Adventure going to be sailing next summer from Singapore. So you can book the Disney Adventure, and we can do that for you.
Yeah.
So even though it's going to be sailing from Singapore, your U.S.-based travel agent can book that for you as well. And then, of course, the 3, 4, 7 night itineraries out of Florida are returning next summer as well.
Very cool. Sorry, you were on camera doing that to me, so it's funny that everybody, if you're not listening, Hannah was motioning to me that she's going to cough, and we got her. She's running away. Well, there you go. Lots of, I don't know why I thought maybe I put her skeleton there, but
that would have been quick.
Yeah, that's very cool. It's one of those. I had a really cool experience on the Viking cruise line going around Italy, and it was one of those where I think if ever I do one of these like big trips, I was like, I think I like that method because you get like a highlight. Yeah. It's like when you go to Olive Garden, you order the tour of Italy. So you get a little bit, you get some lasagna, you get some pasta, you still have your salad and your breadstick. So you got a little
get a
bit
second meal to take home.
Exactly. So it's like that.
Nice. No, the dream going to Europe is really exciting for me. I love that shit.
Sorry, she dramatically returns.
I'm going to need a minute.
Well, okay. Well, then we won't transition to the next part. Were you done talking about cruise line?
Yes.
You can just nod. Okay. Yes. Sorry, she didn't have her usual pack a day before she got here. Well, this will be a weird transition after this, but Bath and Body Works. Sorry. Hey, guess what? We're turning on a dime and the ship's snapping in half because this is a 90-degree turn. Bath and Body Works.
Back and body hurts.
Bath and they famously, where I've spent way too much money on a Stranger Things collection, have announced a new collection that features 6 brand new fragrances inspired by some of the most beloved Disney princess characters, featuring scents inspired by Disney's Ariel fish. Belle, Cinderella, Jasmine, Moana, and Tiana. The collection is available today, February 11th, and tomorrow, February 12th, for loyalty members. And then the wider release starts on February 16th in stores and online at Bed Bath & Beyond don't exist no more, honey. Bath and Body Works. This 85 product assortment includes fine fragrance mist, body wash and body cream, lip gloss, candles, hand soaps, and sanitizers, and decorative home accessories. The 6 different scents have been designed to embody each Disney princess character's unique personality traits. So I'm gonna read you some of those here. I I feel like I'm one of those people that's sort of, I think I'm becoming like a Bath and Body Works convert because of their Stranger Things collection. But then at like Christmas, I went in and they have a line of like men's products now.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there's like a facial scrub and like a shave, like an aftershave, and there's like these deodorants, and not that it wasn't men's stuff before. It's just one of those where I was like, oh, there's shaving stuff in here. That's really cool. I'm
surprised this is the first Disney collection they've ever done. You know?
Is it the first ever?
I'm pretty sure, right? Well, you know what? Let me look that up.
I'm not positive. Yeah, I'm not sure. So the Ariel collection incorporates notes of sea salt breeze, golden citrus, and dead fish. No, sorry, I misread that. Coral waters that embodies Ariel's courage to explore new worlds and be resilient. Belle encourages fans to dare to be different, confident, and comfortable being themselves. So this includes notes of, you guessed it, rose petals, sparkling buttercup, and whipped vanilla in the fragrance. Ooh, that sounds good. Cinderella's collection features notes of gardenia petals, enchanting musk, and sapphire blue amber, representing Cinderella's tendency to never give up and treat everyone with respect. And then Jasmine, we've got, she defines her own path and stands up for what's right, includes notes of sparkling jasmine flower, jeweled currants, and soft woods. Next, we have Moana, which is a bold and strong-willed spirit to explore beyond the horizon, featuring notes of lush green palms, plumeria breeze, and coconut water.
I'm excited for that one.
And then Tiana is inspired by her drive and focus to make a dream real. The fragrance include notes of delicate water lily, gilded amber, and shimmering bayou woods. Honestly, yeah, I think the Belle one sounds good to me. And maybe Ariel's. I don't know. I know I made the joke about fish, but it is weird that they were like, inspired by the thing. And I'm like,
sea salt, you know. The Moana one sounds great, the plumeria, and I love me some coconut. Yeah, from what I'm finding, I think this is their first collection.
That's
like
cool.
Collaboration, which is pretty cool. But question, where the heck is Snow White and Aurora? Like, maybe it's room for a new collection down the road, but that's the first princess, and I thought Sleeping Beauty was pretty popular too. I don't know.
Oh, I guess Molly from Mammoth Club, I'm seeing in the chat, she got the box. I didn't watch the rest of her video, but I didn't realize that. She said they did a blind smell to describe who it was, but she said the Belle one smelled like old books. I don't hate that.
Yeah,
like I don't hate that idea at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chloe, also I know this is a weird jump again. Sorry, I couldn't find segues today. It was like a weird random collection of bizarre Disney stories. I saw you wrote an article about the manatees at Epcot.
Yes.
They've been missing in action for a hot second.
They have been, because they transferred, Joe was the older one that had been there for a while, but they moved him out, and then they moved Inigo and, am I getting the names wrong? I'm so sorry.
I can't remember any of the names. So.
Maybe Lil something. His name was Lil something.
Sebastian?
He was there for Lil Bow Wow. I don't know. He was there for a couple of months. They were there for a couple months, and they moved them over to the the Gulf Coast for their aquarium there for their next stage in care. But that said, Disney put out a statement that they are changing their rehabilitation center at the Seas to be a short-term intensive care unit. And they're finding that the pattern in manatees, specifically in Brevard and Indian River County in Florida, that a lot of the younger manatees need help, juveniles. So we might see a lot more younger manatees come up. And ideally, Disney wants to keep them in the Seas for 6 to 9 months at a time. So they'll be there just for a few months at a time instead of living there, essentially, until the next step in their care. But they're part of a huge conservation effort for manatees, and you can read a lot more about it. I just posted the article this morning, like I said. But yeah, their manatees will be back at the Seas very soon, if not already.
That's pretty cool. Craig and I got to do a tour of above the tanks one morning. It wasn't like an official Disney invite. It was just I believe it was a cast member who just enjoyed our show, and she was like, oh, I want you guys to come in, and we went in like super early in the morning, and it was really cool. It's actually really fascinating, a lot of the conservation efforts and things like that they're doing over there for the wildlife. They talked a lot about, because I was like, well, what happened during COVID? How did they deal with this there, and how do you care for the animals here? And so it was really it's fascinating what's actually going on there, like in a way where like guests may never know or never see too.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
absolutely.
That was really cool to me.
That's like that there at Epcot, but then also Animal Kingdom has a much larger veterinary hospital. So they have a really good technologically advanced setup at the seas. But if they ever need to transport an animal over to Animal Kingdom, they have like a full-on animal CT scan that they can do essentially. But yeah, I think they're the Animal Kingdom special on Disney Plus. They kind of went into the care behind the scenes that people don't see, and specifically over COVID, because that was all still going on. The parks were closed, but the animals still needed care.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really interesting.
So Hannah's Return. What is that? One of the princess fragrances? No.
No, I'm living in the past. It's Vanilla Bean Noel.
Oh, Tiana.
No, yeah, I know, right?
Merry Christmas.
I know. I would like to go later.
It's but it's not out.
16th.
It won't come out till the 16th for the general public, so it won't be at the store.
Well, I'm a member, so.
Oh wait, then can we go and get it, or can you only get it online?
I think I have to order online.
Okay.
We should do it.
Well, one last thing that I wanted to include, because I thought it was really cool. I saw this picture online, and it kind of blows my mind a little bit, is that Disney has shared a new photo of Cotino Bay. This is a 24 acres, swimmable lagoon. And it's at the that new community that they're building, the Story Living, in Rancho Mirage, California. And that lagoon is expected to open guests later this year. 24 acres is insane. And the fact that it's swimmable, girl, that's got to be a record for like the largest swimming pool.
I know. What's that resort in Orlando that has that too? There's one in Orlando that has that out at Lake Nona.
Is it that big?
I don't think it's that big.
Okay, I was like, oh, that's a big dent in the land. But I just think that's so cool. I wish I had money like that. Sometimes I'm kind of hoping a Cindy bus hits me.
Although,
I won't be dead, but
Okay, Regina George.
I'm kind of surprised. Like
that was actually a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. Not Regina George.
Good.
Well, she gets hit by a bus too.
Yes, but a school bus. The person who got hit by a city bus was Jean Ralphio from Parks and Recreation, which that was actually a reference. And then Gina got hit by the bus on.
He made his money his old school way.
Yes.
So the home's a Cotino.
I got run over by a bus.
I know. I'm definitely a sister in that story. But the Cotino home started at like 1.5 million, which is a ton of money. Don't get me wrong, but for that area of California and all the amenities that you get with that, and it's like one of the few like new developments in that area too. So I would just like to see it one day. It looks incredible.
It sure does. I would love to see it someday. So if we know anybody out there, whoever wants to invite us over, who lives in one of those communities, that would be a lot of fun. And the end.
You want me to talk about ABD?
I sure do. If you're physically capable of it.
It's gonna be quick.
Okay. So hey, you guys remember Adventures by Disney? It's an ABD, and Hannah's got some stuff to talk about for it.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I mentioned it just briefly last week, but you can book your summer 2026 European river cruises now. But just want to highlight some of the places that you can go to on those river cruises. Like you can do an Oktoberfest cruise through the Rhine and Danube. And you can also do the Christmas markets.
Kevin and John love those ones. They love the Christmas market ones, right? Like, maybe just give me your computer and I'll read it.
Oh, Hannah.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go, honey. Don't you worry. Okay, so
It's fine.
I'm just going to read exactly what she has written here, okay? For the first time ever, Adventures by Disney will set sail from Lyon, France, and through the Rhine River Valley. I don't think I realize that's how you spell Rhine. And into the Provence region of southern France. You'll travel through an array of landscapes with rolling vineyards and olive groves where you'll indulge in a world-renowned regional cuisine and engaging in activities at each destination on your adventure. Of course, Adventures by Disney will bring back some of our favorite river cruise itineraries in 2026, including the Holland and Belgium Tulip Season Cruise, the Rhine and Danube Oktoberfest cruises, and all caps here, and the most incredible river cruise experience ever, the Danube and Rhine Christmas Market sailings, 3 exclamation points. In addition to these incredible destinations, Adventures by Disney is offering an early booking discount of $500 per person on select 2026 river cruise sailings when booked by April 30th, 2025. However, those early booking discounts are limited and will sell fast. All capital letters, 3 exclamation points. Of course, the Adventures by Disney early booking discount is fully combinable with the Dreams Unlimited Travel exclusive early booking discount of up to, hold on to your little bag that they give you when you do an Adventures by Disney, $1,300 off per reservation, which is like a big deal. It's very cool. Have you ever done an Adventures by Disney?
I've not.
No, you haven't either. Yeah.
No, I have not.
That Christmas market cruise or Oktoberfest, that's my name.
Christmas market,
for real.
My gosh.
I was fortunate enough. It was a combo of things. I am happy. I've done one. I did the adventure, the backstage adventure one that John will do these really cool ones every now and then. I think that the Dreams does like this interesting itinerary, but it was I believe it was a Dreams exclusive one, but it was Backstage Magic. And you go to like Imagineering, and you start in like Hollywood. So you go to like the Chinese theater, and then you go backstage at Disneyland. And it was a really cool experience. So the only one I've ever done is a domestic one, and it was over there. But I will say what was really interesting about it more than anything is that we kind of like bonded. Like I'm still friends with those people that we went with. Like we're like all of them are all friends with each other. Like they get together. They have get-togethers whenever they're here and all that. And I was just like, what a like awesome thing, you know, that people can connect and become friends. Because that's also a stress for me where it's like, oh, God, we're on this thing with these people this entire time. But it was like, it was a lot of fun.
It's community.
Yeah. To end the show today, I am going to ask a question that was posed to us in the chat. Hannah.
Yes.
What would your Bed Bath & Beyond fragrance be? If you were a fragrance at Bed Bath & Beyond.
If I were a fragrance.
If I were a rich man.
Hot dog. No.
Hot dog water.
Glizzy
Okay.
water.
Yeah. Did you do it all for the nookie?
No, I did it all for the hot dugan. I know. No, I would probably be, I gravitate towards the fall scents. So I'd probably be like a pumpkin coffee meets in a Tonga toast. You know, just a light breakfast, like a pumpkin flavored coffee and a Tonga toast. That'd be my scent.
Did I say Bed Bath & Beyond again?
Oh, maybe.
Okay. You know what I meant.
I'm dying, so it's hard to know. Really.
Okay. Chloe, what would you be?
I gotta go with my heart, and there's something similar between the fog of Halloween Horror Nights and the musty fog smell from Dinosaur, I guess. And I'm gonna mix it with a hint of coconut. I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out, but we're gonna try it out.
Girl, that's
I love coconut
everything,
and I love vacation. So,
Hannah, I think I'm in the same realm with you. I think I'm in that sort of fall area, like leaves. Yeah, sort of. Maybe a hint of snow. It's like snow that happens before Halloween. I would be like that. That's who I would be.
That sounds romantic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And with a little bit of a French kiss.
Little tongue.
So,
is mine too experimental for you, Rhino? You don't like the coconut?
I didn't like your
mixed with
description.
fog?
It made it sound like the wet basement that we had when I grew up as a kid. So
Funny.
I was like,
I do love the weird Disney scents, like
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Pirates water. Doesn't sound great, but it smells good.
We love it though. We really do.
truly, because you're defining your personal scent from Disney attractions.
Yeah,
which is
it's a
fine.
really serious topic.
Live your life, yeah. Live your life. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining in on this conversation. If you are watching this video on YouTube, before you go, if you want to hit that thumbs up, it would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. I will emphasize that 52 more times. Greatly. If you are one of our Patreon supporters, please stay tuned. We will be doing a Patreon after show, but I have to film. So next week, we are not going to have the live show, but there will still be a show. But I have to film part 1 before the Patreon after show, and then part 2 I'm going to let them film after the after show. And it is a topic brought to you by the one, the only Stephen Porter. So am excited. I thought he did a really good topic. So lots of fun. I have to double check with him to make sure I'm using the terms correctly that I'm going to use in it. But yeah, so if you are watching this, stay tuned for that. We will be out at Disneyland next week. If you see us, please come by and say hello. If you are listening to this, please rate and review podcasts wherever you do that. And remember, you can reach out to us too at podcast@disunlimited.com. And don't forget about Dreams Unlimited Travel when booking that next Disney vacation or Disney Cruise Line or Disneyland or Universal even too, because we got Epic Universe right around the corner. And boy, oh boy, they released some food today. It looks good. I'm just going to say this. 2 words. Butter, beer, crepe. Those are 3 words. Butter beer is 1 word. Get off my back. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here. And we will be back with another episode. Until then, remember, I don't have something that I say every week. So, oh, my God. I shared the screen of the laptop again. Well, apparently that's what I say. Thanks, everybody. Bye.